in battle, we had I was in a machine gun unit set up to protect artillery, and we were at the night of, actually the night of the 6th or early morning of 7th, about 2 a.m. there was a Jap came. There was a railroad track about 4 feet high, right, not too far from us, very close, and we were set out in the opening, but there's a lot of trees around us. But there was a Jap came out of that opening beside that railroad track, out of those trees, and it was bright moonlight night. The moon was so bright it was almost like daylight in there. And so then this Jap was headed right for our emplacement, and one of the guys shot him, and before he got real close to us, he shot him. But then about 5 o'clock in the morning, a Jap started coming down that side that railroad track, just like that one beforehand had come down there, and so we let about 15 or 18 of them get out in the opening, and then we opened up with our machine guns. And the rest of them then got over on the other side of the railroad track and went down the railroad track, and they got even with us, and then they'd get up on top of the track to throw a great hand grenade at us, and we were, was able to shoot them that way. The day was, and we were throwing hand grenades back at them too. But problem was, the time we threw them high enough to get over that railroad track, and rolled them far enough they wasn't doing much damage, or they were tossing them over into right into our gun emplacement with us. There was one went off right in front of one of the guys, and Jap hand grenades had about 3 big pieces, and then all the rest of them were this little, just like that, all over. And of course, I got the bigger spots in there. They had this, one of them went off right at the edge of our emplacement, and this guy was standing there, or sitting. We squatted down most of the time. We squatted down in front of the machine gun, and it landed directly under that machine gun, and went off, and it all hit him in the face and blew out. He had one eyeball, his left eyeball. I knocked it clear out of the socket, and it was hanging down on the sheet. And then one of the other guys they got hit with a rifle, shot him, and it went through his wrist. And so our sergeant sent that guy shot in the arm, because he had to lead the other one, because he was basically blinded at that point. Led him back to the corpsman, and then they had the hand grenade went off right there in our placement, and it went off. It wasn't 6 inches from my leg, but we had a field telephone, and that field telephone landed right against that field telephone, actually, and they had those great hand grenades flashed just before they exploded. And when that thing flashed, it was right there beside me, I threw my arm up, and that, and protected my face, and the tree hit this way, and I had 3 little pieces in my cheek up here, and the same hand grenade hit the sergeant in the back. About that time, we still had them. We had 2 machine guns, one of them still working it. And a lieutenant, one of the other guys came over there right after that, and they took over the machine gun and sent us back to the corpsman, and they loaded us all into this hospital ship. Took us in a week up close to Hawaii to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed there till we was healed, and I was about 6, 7 weeks I was healed, but I had they lost my records, and so they couldn't ship me out of that hospital.
Oh, darn.
I said, I hope you never find them.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it? Was that what island was that?
I was on Saipan.
He must have hit him pretty good, didn't he?
Oh, I thought he was from Hawaii. He was in
I was
Hawaii.
in Hawaii when, in the hospital.
Yeah.
They finally found him about a month later. They went to the transit center where we went into. That was in September. About the latter part of September when I finally got out of the hospital. Went to the transit center. Well, a few days I got the 2nd Marine Division stayed in Saipan, set up and stayed down there. Then I got orders came through from me to be ready day after tomorrow, whatever it was, to go back to 2nd Marine Division on Saipan. And something happened to transportation, so they canceled it. And that 3 or 4 weeks later, they got a plane that's going to Saipan and be ready for go, and something happened to the plane and they canceled it. 3 different times I got orders to go back to Saipan and they canceled it. Then this came up, and that was when I was selected, and I came back into here to.
Weren't you relieved that you each time didn't have to go back?
Oh, no, I was, I figured I'd over there to say, I wanted to go back to 2nd Marine Division. I want to go back to my old outfit. Go back there, right there's on it.
I would have been relieved and not have to go back.
I wasn't really anxious to go back, but I'd rather go back than to be, like the rest of the guys that was there in Hawaii. They wound up shoved them on that ship to go to Iwo Jima with the 3rd Marine Division, and they had no connection.
Yeah.
They didn't. They hadn't have any weapons of any kind, and didn't know who they're going to be with or what they're going to be doing or anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is a whole lot better. I mean,
Yeah.
would have been a whole lot better because I gone back to 2nd Marine Division. I would have been in
Knew those guys.
the same position that I was there, back to that eye battery of 105 millimeter howitzers, and that so I would but to me it would have been a lot better, and it would have been, of course, a lot better than if I'd have had to stay there and go to Iwo Jima.
So that was July 7th of what year?
1944.
Okay.
What was your birthday? Or what's your
Yeah, it's
birthday?
Larry's birthday.
Larry's
1935.
birthday.
Larry's birthday. And so I came back here, and
He waited till Monday.
they sent us to
Bob's birthday.
Yeah.
North Carolina. Most go through the refresher
That's
course, they
suited me
call it.
too.
Well,
You were probably
then
ready for it.
most of it, I hadn't been home from the time I left to go in the Marine Corps to live. And there was a lot of others the same way. And after about a week over there, they said, you guys need to go home. Because we was getting our appointments to college. And we had to report. So they gave me 2 weeks to go from North Carolina to Berkeley, California.
Oh, that was nice.
So I got 2 weeks less travel time to go there. I come home and got home, and they were been about 11 days or 12
Did
days.
anybody recognize you when you came back?
I hadn't changed any looks.
I thought you grew.
I grew 3 inches while I was gone, but that was, I still was, I grew 3 inches after I got out of high school before I went in the Marine Corps, and 3 more then, so I didn't change
Too
a
much.
great
That
deal.
much?
And that was,
Oh,
so anyway, that wound up in Battle of Berkeley.
and how long were you in California?
1 year. Went in, they had
You
tri-semester.
played on UCLA's team, didn't you?
No,
UC?
University of California,
SC?
UC,
Yeah.
University of California,
Yeah.
Berkeley.
So
What
you're on the
position-
rolls there back there somewhere, aren't you?
Yeah,
What
oh yeah.
position did you play?
Tackle.
Okay.
At that point, in those days, I was the biggest one in the freshman squad. And my roommate, of course, he was an all-state football player in California, and he weighed, I weighed 190 pounds, soaking wet, and he weighed 235 pounds, and because he was, he made an honorable mention All-American that year. If he hadn't been so lazy, he could have made All-American, but he was too lazy. He was an only child, and folks kept him in plenty of money, and he had a great time, and he wouldn't go to practice half the time, and all that. And
So then why did you end up coming back here? Or why did
Well,
you live there?
I got discharged.
Okay.
When the war ended, I started out there in March. I was gonna say they had three semesters a year, and I started in March of that semester, and the war ended that summer, and then I went ahead and came up for discharge, and well, I came up, I broke my ankle playing football, and that was so I had that cast on my leg, and they wouldn't let me out, of course, until that leg was healed. And once it was healed and it cast off and it all healed and all, then I got out in 1st of March in '46. So, well, I was out there in March '46 to March of 45 and March '46.
Okay.
1 year, 12 months.
And how'd you break it? How'd you break your ankle?
Playing football.
But
And
was it muddy? Is that what I remember?
muddy, yeah, it was real. We had a heavy rain and muddy, and I was tackling this. I don't know why they scheduled us to play an Army team, but it was an Army team, and those guys are all. They were out, most of them out of shape, but they were big, all huge, and their back, as slow as I was, I could outrun their back. It was carrying the ball most of the time, and they started running wide, and I went through the lines and grabbed him and was wrestling with him to get him down, and my foot dug into the mud about that far. And when it finally went down, he fell across my leg.
Oh, man.
So when he jumped up right quick, because you could hear it pop and crack.
Cracked both bones, didn't it?
Well, all that. When I he got off, and I straightened up my leg, my foot just laid over sideways.
Oh. Did that hurt?
No!
Never had a pain once, ever. I never did have pain with
Is
that.
that right?
And I don't know why. I guess it probably tore those muscles and nerves and everything and much. It just numbed them evidently. But
Did you get all your feeling back?
well, I got to go say, I wasn't having a bit of pain. But they unloaded me in the ambulance and took me to the hospital. And they put me on a gurney and put me in the hallway. And nurse would come by, where they was covered in mud from head to foot. They couldn't see the uniform for the mud. Nurse would come by, look at me, shake your head, and go, shoo. I was like there 4 hours.
Oh my God.
Finally, somebody came over and washed you off.
Well, the doctor came in there, and we got to get him picked up, and so they got the big scissors and started cutting off all my uniform clothes and everything.
And then your foot's like that. Oh.
They finally got me on it, put a cast on almost to the hip. They covered it, cast that whole leg, so they wanted to hold that foot back in place.
Wow.
So how long were you in the hospital that time?
Oh, I don't know, about 4 days, 5 days, something like that. It was one of the guys I played football with there. We run around together, and I was on this cast, and we was always horsing around, and they started down the sidewalk one day.
With your cast on?
Oh, yeah, I had a cast on. I had to use crutches. Going down there, and he said, I race you to the corner. And I said, I can beat you to the corner. Well, I started heading down there. got too close to me. He was, kind of running those too close.
Oh,
Got his foot in one of those casts, and that cat about
Crutches.
40 feet down the sidewalk.
In one of the crutches.
Did you win?
No, I was hopping trying to keep from falling.
oh
And a few days I went in the doctor to check my foot, and that cast was broken between my ankle and knee all the way around. Cracked. He said, "How in the world that happened?" I said, "Oh, I have any idea."
No idea.
He after more that cast stuff around there. And
no. Oh, and he's like, yeah, right, you liar. Oh my gosh.
they finally took it off down below the knee, just left it
Oh,
down there. But I was 3 months with that cast on my leg.
wow. Well, it obviously did good. Thankfully.
You were able to ski.
When I
Yeah.
I first got home, of course, it was swollen, they were swollen, and it was weak. But they gave me a plastic sock, real stiff plastic sock. I put it on there and wore it all the time. Put my regular sock over it, put it on my foot, and that helped hold that thing in place.
And now they would have sent you home that night from the hospital.
Only there wasn't a home.
They
Barracks.
Well, or back to wherever, yeah.
had my dad.
Now.
Not